Hey guys, what's up? I just want to give you a couple of tips today on things that I changed in my game when I first started Jiu-Jitsu, which helped me progress and helped me get my black belt in just over 4 years. Okay, I'm going to keep this really quickly because I don't want you guys to fall asleep. Basically, I'm going to talk about using concepts to help you Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, mainly trial and error, and the benefits of that over just waiting for random techniques from your instructor. And what I mean by that, when I first started Jiu-Jitsu in 2008. I used to train 2 to 3 times a week, and I would wait for the instructor to come in. He would come in, he would teach probably 3 techniques, and I would wait for those techniques, random techniques that he thought were like fairly general for the whole class. I would drill those techniques, then we would start rolling. And the problem with that, I find, is when you wait on an instructor to teach a technique, okay, what happens, you start here, okay, this is your base, okay, there's another base over here. This is your base. The teacher, he comes in, he teaches you a guard pass, okay? Nice, we had a guard pass. He teaches you a sweep, a submission, an escape, a takedown, another guard pass, and if this goes on and on and on and on, and slowly what you actually end up happening is it looks like a puzzle with all its pieces scattered around, okay? Which is good because when you come to these areas of the game, you're going to have answers, okay, from the teacher. The problem lies actually trying to connect these, okay, in the little grey areas here. And what happens is generally, you know when you get to a certain area, you're going to have a good technique. You know, here you're going to have a guard pass, here a sweep, here a submission. So when you're in that particular area, you're going to feel comfortable because you've got answers. The problem is in between these areas. How do you link them all up together? And it's really difficult because what you're doing is you're getting techniques given to you from an instructor. Now the instructor knows why they work, how they work, and the timing of these, when to do it and stuff. But you don't. You're just getting the actual technique, okay? And the technique is great, but the technique is more of like a possibility from a certain area, okay? And in Jiu-Jitsu, there's so many different areas, so many different variables, different body size, different types, that to have one technique that works in one area is probably 1/1,000,000th of the game, okay? At the start, it's going to help a lot and stuff because it's going to show you like certain patterns of movement. But as you get higher and higher, you want to have concepts to change your whole game, which concepts are so much better. So we've got a concept here. Now my concept I'm talking about today is trial and error, okay? Every successful person in the world has used trial and error to become successful, you know? They take risks, they make mistakes, they learn from those mistakes, and they keep going until they make the they do the right thing, sorry. And then they go make more mistakes, and they do the right thing, and they just continually progress up, okay? Now, trial and error in Jiu-Jitsu would be, okay, we start here. Maybe you're in someone's guard, okay? You need to pass the guard. Let's say you try and pass this way, okay? You throw the legs to the left, doesn't work, okay? You try and pass this way, throw legs to the underneath, doesn't work, okay? You might try 10 more times of different passes until you find one that works. But when you find one that works, you end up here. So now you've passed the guard, you're in side control, okay? You want to go to mount, okay? You try this way, it doesn't work. You try another 10 ways. Finally, you find one that works. Okay, so you're mount, and then you want to go to submission, the same thing. You keep trying until you get there. You keep learning from your mistakes. You remember why certain things didn't work, and you end up with this. And it's like a chain link to a submission. So you know how to get to this area, or one possible way to get all the way to this area. Where this guy is very scattered. Okay, he's got a lot of holes in his game. This guy's got, you know, bang, 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 he's done it, okay? Now, obviously you can do something to someone once, but after you do it once or twice, they're going to get, you know, they're going to start understanding what you're trying to do and defend it and counter it. So you're going to have to seek alternate areas. So you go another way, okay? Through trial and error, you finally get there. And again. And then what happens is as you keep doing this, you keep progressing, you keep getting finer details, finer mistakes, so you start getting here, finding this one doesn't work, because maybe this one doesn't work, you try this one, works here, but next time you know you're going to do both those, you come this way. And what will eventually happen is it'll look more like a family tree, and a lot of like links of different possibilities and moves, and you can start going back and forth in between these ones, and you start having a very detailed understanding of your own game. You know why to do certain things, you know how to progress, and this will keep going and going and going the longer you do this. and it will give you a great understanding of it. So you know why to do certain things, you know when to do certain things, when not to do certain things. If you've got a really tall guy, you know not to go into closed guard. If you've got a really short guy, you know he's probably going to try and take down and stay on top or look at sweeps. You start finding the common denominators in people's games and styles. So that's why I really choose this. Now when it comes to drilling and stuff, I would prefer to drill something that works for you. Okay, so let's say you've got one of these passes that works really well for you. Drill that pass. Okay, but then you want to, then you want to do that again, but he's going to counter it a certain way. Now, get your opponent, your training dummy, to counter it the way they counter it when you're actually rolling, okay, the way they do it live, okay? Then you find the counter to that, and then you find the counter to the next counter. So usually, I try and have 3 options from every position. So if I'm going to do a guard pass, I do one guard pass, I get it. Then I get him to counter it, I pass a different way. I get him to counter that, I pass a different way. And I keep growing on that. And I keep every position. I try and have 3 answers from every position that I'm in, okay? And as the more I compete and the more I train and stuff, I find myself in different positions and I want to find answers. And I try and figure them out myself. If I can't figure them out myself, I'll go online, I'll watch my favourite jiu-jitsu competitors do it. You know, guys that I know are really good in that area and I learn from them. Otherwise, if I had a coach now that I could do that, I would do that. So if you've got a coach, I suggest you ask him, but try and find things that are specific for your game, okay? Not just random techniques that you may never use. You may be, have legs 2 inches long, you're probably never ever going to use closed guards. There's no point of having that closed guard sweep or practicing it 1,000 times, or triangles and stuff. Use things that work well with your game, okay? Hopefully you got something out of this. I know it's very short, not very detailed, but I'm going to be elaborating a lot more on this and a lot more on a number of other things that really help me progress in my jiu-jitsu, and you know, I'm sure it can help you. So let me know, give me some feedback, let me know how this goes for you, if you enjoy it. I'm sure if you don't enjoy it, you can let me know as well. Otherwise, keep training, train smart. Us.